Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in this video we are going to be talking about self-concept and self-motivation. So what is self-concept? Self-concept is how we see and feel about ourselves. So it's how we see and feel about ourselves. Our self-concept is who we are and who we know we really are. We know our self-worth and we value ourselves for who we are. We might, for example, feel that we are not a good athlete, but we know that we do not have to feel inferior because of that. And then motivation. Motivation is the reason why we do something. Wanting to do something and motivating yourself to actually do something are two totally different things. Self motivation is the focus that keeps pushing you to go on. It is an internal drive to keep moving forward and achieve something in particular. When you feel ready to quit or just don't know where or how to start, it is your self motivation that pushes you to go on. Self motivation is a basic tool for achieving your dreams and being successful. The motivation might be positive or negative. Positive self motivation has to do with a good reason or reward for doing or achieving something. Negative self motivation has to do with avoiding punishment when we do not do or achieve something. So, let's have a look at factors that influence self concept formation and self motivation. So, factors that influence self concept formation and self motivation. Our self concept forms throughout life and is influenced by many external factors in our lives. The most important factors that influence our self concept are the media, our environment, our friends and peers, our family, our culture, our religion, and our community. So let's have a look at media. How does it affect our self concept and self motivation? We are surrounded by media in many different forms. So, media can include magazines, movies, billboards, television, and social media. All form part of our everyday lives, and these things all form part of our daily lives. Some messages in the media show real things and can shape the way we think about important things. They can help us form healthy opinions because they give us useful information. Other messages in the media show completely unrealistic things, such as people who are rich, always looking beautiful, and almost always very thin, as in body wise or body shape. This can make some people believe that they will never be worth anything if they cannot be like that as well. That's where self motivation comes in. Self motivation plays an important role in what we achieve. After reading about or seeing images of successful athletes or people, we may be motivated to work harder and achieve more for ourselves. We may watch physical challenged athletes in sports activities and games, and this will trigger our self motivation to go out there and play sport and use our able bodies more wisely. Now let's have a look at the environment, how it affects our self-concept and self-motivation. Our environment is everything around us. The places where we live, work, and play have an influence on our self-concept and self-motivation. This effect may be positive or negative. For example, If we live in an environment that is clean and well cared for, we are more likely to be motivated to keep it that way. We will feel more positive about ourselves and more likely to achieve better results at school. In the same way, if our environment is polluted and the house is broken down and not very pleasant, we are more likely to have a poor self concept and lack self motivation. Now, let's have a look at how friends and peers can affect self concept formation and self motivation. If our friends have a positive self concept and are self motivated, then we are more likely to achieve better results. The opposite is also true. If you have good friends or good self concept, you will be able to stand up to negative peer pressure and avoid its harmful influence. Let's have a look at how family can affect social or self concept and self motivation. A loving, caring family will have a positive influence on our self concept formation. Teenagers from homes where they feel secure, understood, and allowed to be independent are more likely to feel good about themselves. They will also feel self motivated to achieve and please their families. Then, teenagers from a home where there is fighting, abuse, or substance abuse are likely to have a low self concept and may lack self motivation as they cannot see a future beyond their situation. This cycle could just be repeated by them when they grow up. Alternatively, the teenager could be motivated to go out of the situation by trying to achieve well at school and so have the chance of having a better life for themselves. Let's have a look at how culture affects self concept and self motivation. Different cultures treat the role of adolescents differently. Western cultures tend to place emphasis on the individual and their self concept and self motivation. African and Eastern cultures tend to emphasize family and community relationships and the role and position of the individual within the family and community. Some cultures believe that women should not study or better themselves, and it is the men who should be successful. This can lead to a poor self concept in the girls and women, and also a lack of self motivation. In some Indian cultures, each person is taught from young to be the best they can. This leads to a group of people with a positive self concept who are self motivated to achieve the best they can. Cultures that play a strong emphasis on the role of the adolescents foster a strong self concept in their young people. These cultures prepare teenagers to become good, valuable members of their culture. It is highly motivating to be valued as a young person with a role to play in our culture. Now let's have a look at how religion plays a role in self-concept and self-motivation. Most people follow a form of religion. South Africa's major religions include Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, African traditional religions, Buddhism, and the Baha'i faith. Religion teaches us about values and guidelines by which to live our lives. This sense of belonging to a group and having positive guidelines builds our self concept. And we are more likely to be motivated to live up to what is expected of us. Many religions teach us not to judge others, and this makes us feel accepted for who we are and not or not the way we behave. This positive action builds our self-concept and drives our self-motivation. And those are the main things that play a role in self-concept, in someone's or one's self-concept and self-motivation. And yes guys, so that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. See you in our next video as we discuss more things like this.